When I was 6 years old, being too young to stay at home alone, I would catch the bus to my aunt's salon every day after school. I wanted to play outside, but instead I had to listen to life stories of everyday people that came into my Aunt Daisy's beauty salon, The Village in Little Rock, Arkansas. My Aunt Daisy was hardworking and compassionate, and her salon, though small, was illuminating. My childhood was triggering and overwhelming at times, but it was also beautiful. Those days spent in her salon showed me that people can make a difference in the life of others just by a simple gesture, in a decent conversation, and it made me realize how a single moment seated in a salon or a barber chair has the power to create lasting impact or even a movement.
So if I ask you to close your eyes and think of Africa, I bet most of you would see giraffes and safaris, or probably kids barefoot running in the dust. The cliché of Africa is really a succession of tragedy, famine, epidemics. But the reality is that those challenges are tremendous. As of today, 1.3 billion Africans, representing soon 25% of our population, and in 2100, 1/3. And Africa is also the youngest continent, with a median age of 20 years old, 60% below 25, and all aspiring to have a decent life. Africans are still poor, mostly. Poor access to clean water, energy, transportation, food security, and above all, the biggest tragedy is poor access to education. That is not inclusive of the large bottom of the pyramid. Just to give you an example, Africa needs 100 times more universities to be able to really answer to the needs. And let's admit it, often inefficient policies that were not able to address these issues so far.
Over the years, therapy and personal development has helped me to work through some traumatic experiences in my childhood. I recognize the same pain and needed for coping skills in so many other marginalized Black men and boys, which led me to create the Confess Project of America in 2016 to provide others with mental health strategies and coping skills to have them move past their own pain. Suicide is the third leading cause of death for Black men between the ages of 18 and 24, and only 4% of clinicians in the mental health field are people of color. Spending time with my Aunt Daisy is where social innovation and a journey of impact met me, as it speaks to the work that the Confess Project of America now does in over 52 cities in 30 states, training barbers and stylists to be mental health advocates. In 2022, the Confess Project made a commitment to action to increase mental health access and decrease the stigma of mental health by meeting people where they already are, in barbershops. Since then, in partnership with the Department of Behavioral Health in Georgia, we've expanded our training to women to train 500 beauty stylists. 50% of the barbers and stylists have gone through the training are better informed about mental health than they were before. Because of the support of CGI, we have expanded a recent partnership with the Walmart Foundation addressing juvenile justice strategies in Arkansas. We've also formed a partnership with Truist Bank to help expand our curriculum across the Southeast in 20 barber schools. I am proud to share with you that the Confess Project of America is now reaching 3.8 million people annually through our training of network of barbers and hairstylists.
Now, you may think that there is no straightforward solution. We believe that education is the one. Africa does not have the luxury to take its time and build universities the same traditional way than in the Western countries, so it will have to leapfrog to advanced technology and innovation and alternative education. Seeing this, we started in 2016 OST, which is a not-for-profit supporting young entrepreneurs in Africa. We started in Tunisia, and together with Columbia University, we built a program that targeted 100 youth, trained every year, mentored them, offered them an international exposure, and we scaled the model slowly through the whole country, targeting all universities with hundreds of faculty that were all trained to help us in our mission. In 7 years, we supported 2,000 students, around 400 youth-led startups using technology to solve global issues. And guess what? After 7 years, 98% of our entrepreneurs are unemployed, whether they have their own venture or they're working for other companies, which is a remarkable outcome in a country where 30% of graduates are employed only. Today, I stand before you to announce the OST's commitment to expand the model across Africa. We tried it in Morocco, and we tried it in Senegal, and it worked. We're trying to do that at scale, and this initiative has catalyzed a diverse alliance, including Columbia University, but also MIT said, let's join. And we added also many countries, the US Embassy, the German government, the European Union, BPI France, Digital Africa, the initiative of Macron, Fondation Drosos, Afriquinvest, and InstaDeep, one of the first unicorns in AI built in Africa. The commitment to action will empower communities to change the narrative of the continent and showcase the power of talent that exists in our youth.
It is no surprise that any of us here today, it's not always easy. There are days when it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Over the last year, we faced changes in funding and organizational shifts. But last year, we made a commitment to help 300 barbers and stylists learn mental health strategies to support their clients, their families, and their community members. And with the support of this community, we will see our commitment to action go to create a culture of mental health for communities of color. In times when I start to lose hope, I remember the compassion that I felt as a young child with my Aunt Daisy. We must all remain compassionate and resilient. We have to keep going.
So I come all the way from Tunisia, that little country in North Africa that used flowers to disrupt old regimes. Some of you know us as the creators of the spring, but in reality, we want to create the entrepreneurship and innovation that is built in Africa. Tunisia offered its name to Ifriqiya. Initially, it was called Ifriqiya. And as of today, I'm very humbled to use my voice to make the case of our youth. I've never thought one day His Holiness would open the floor to me and my friend Lorenzo. I think we can retire, Lorenzo.
Yeah.
But I also never thought that we could transform a national competition into an African ecosystem, recognized, globally connected, and changing the narrative of Africa with Europe, the US, because Africa is the future. We refuse to believe that there is no solution. There is no curse. There just needs to be a shift in the paradigm. There needs to be new solutions, and we are witnessing this shift. We are all in this journey together because it's our future, and we will make sure that this reality across the continent happens. And until then, well, just keep going, all keep going. Enjoy your day.